the game right out of that break. Thank you guys for watching that, of course, and thank you for joining us here. It's the losers match. It's game number 2 in this best of 3. And spawning here in the upper leftmost side of the map, it's going to be AT Gaming's Great and Terran uThermal.
In the bottom right is the blue Protoss. It's Welmu.
Now, I'm really glad to see Welmu. Like, on one hand, like, I'm glad Welmu won. On the other, I'm like a lot more sad that uThermal lost. I thought the follow-up to that game was pretty good. I really like the harass, but at the same time, if Welmu had not moved out when he did, I don't think there would have been another opportunity for a killing blow. Yeah. You know, like it's such a hard choice sometimes to make between over-defensive or over-aggressive.
Yeah. I do wonder if he was, like, planning to from, like, the get-go. It didn't seem like his probe count ever got really high. But then again, uThermal's drops were consistent and everything else, so they were always taking a couple of probes here and there. But it was the right move at the right time. uThermal was 1 or 2 more production cycles on that starport away from holding, maybe not with ease, but still holding. But, you know, you had the 2 racks that kind of failed. Did good probe damage, but it still didn't work, and it is rather dedicated. And then you had Welmu go for a DT rush that also kind of failed. Ended up being a really nice back and forth game that just barely ended in Welmu's favor. uThermal should be feeling pretty good going into the next game, even if it is the loser's match and you're down 1.
Well, you and I got interviewed for the weekly All-In a little bit ago. My answer, the question was like, what are your favorite types of games to cast? My answer, for those who didn't read it, was like, I love the scrappy games. I love the games that get messy, the ones that don't go according to plan. And that was definitely one of those ones for me. But thank you, Level BW, by the way, resubbing for 6 months, half a year. Of course, I'm still sitting here every day, like, counting the calendar days, waiting for those, like, metallic coins to come in so we can start sending them off to our 1-year subs. It's like the least cost-effective way I've ever spent money, but I don't even care, because I think they look so cool.
Thanks, Taylor, for $3. I'm really expecting that. As we did set up the donation link to go to the Kickstarter, to the prize, to the tournament. But thank you.
Just a side note, has that been weird for you? It's been kind of weird for me to, like, not have any donations this month. Like, not that it's like the struggles or anything, but it's been like, oh, I have a lot less money than I thought I would.
Oh, I haven't noticed that, because I don't have like bills to pay on like a monthly basis, right? Besides like 1 or 2. But for me, it's like when I do get it, I'm like, oh right, like people do this. Oh, it's for a proxy or just chillin'?
This seems like a proxy location, but if we're only the pylon here on that really sweet spot on the cliff, more than anything else, I kind of feel like the timing's not really going to suit that of a Stargate. Like, you'd be better off just putting it down in your main early than proxied later.
Yeah. It would be an odd crisscross of builds if you did go for a proxy right now, as the Wood of Mine drop is getting set up. It's going to go on his way to Starport soon enough. It's going to be a Twilight Council opener. The Robo will be coming down in about 1.5 minutes.
This is a little unfortunate as this opening does not have detection with it, so the Wood of Mines might not be, oh my god, devastating, because you can pull probes with good control, someone like Welmu certainly has, and minimize that damage. But it is still a little bit worrisome, because you won't be able to clean that up right away.
Not immediately, no. And like, it's always the awkward timing that if you are going to get the Robo around the standard timing, then you usually like direct the Observer right across the map, and you barely miss out on bringing it back in time.
Sorry, so we just finished talking about the donation thing. I was going to go back on that for a second because it was asked in chat. Follow up by Snipe Hunt. No link to donate below anymore. It's only for the month of May, guys. If you haven't read the information bar, because we're so gung-ho and trying to make sure this Kickstarter gets as much money as possible, we knew some folks didn't have credit cards, but they had PayPals and money, and they still want to get involved with the Base Trade TV live event. So for the month of May, we both agreed that we would just make, for 1 month, all donation links on the page direct towards that funding page for the live event. So you can still donate if you're really yearning to give Zombria $5, $3, whatever. You can still go to her Twitch page or my Twitch page individually, and our donation links are set up there. But I mean, guys, do what you like with your money. I'm not gonna tell you how to spend it, but we definitely would love all support for that live event.
Yeah. It's not a Wood of Mine drop, but it's also not a macro blink opener. It's actually a pretty dedicated attack with blink. So, you know, 3 more gateways from a total of 4, Chrono Boost on the blink, and the proxy pylon. But the Hellions are quite plentiful, 6 of them. I mean, honestly, if he'd done a Wood of Mine drop, he would have such long-standing damage.
Okay, when I drop, yes, I agree with all of that, but I think the other thing we gotta remember is, like, Hellions are very good against Stalkers. They're gonna be incredible at getting in that probe line and killing more than 1 or 2 probes that sometimes Widowmines only do. But uThermal chose to fight in the Photon Overcharge, and I think that was a huge mistake for that engagement.
Yeah. Well, there was really no way... the way that Welmu responded, there seemingly was no way for uThermal to do damage, because he could have stayed at the natural and just like chilled there, but then by that time, 1 or 2 more warp-ins happened, and he has not 4 Stalkers, but 8 and then 12, right? So that's too much for Hellion to deal with. But I mean, that was just really great defense from Welmu. He did panic for a second, but it was calm enough to block off that main ramp. And this counterattack is now so powerful. There's no bunker. You already lost the medevac and so many Marines. Your production is not ready, and you have no upgrades. This might just be it for uThermal.
If he can avoid getting the SCVs into the fight until the Marauders come out, I think he actually might have a chance here, though.
He needs to... I mean, he might just be better off going into his main base. He's clearing up things here. I'm not sure why Welmu isn't playing it back. There it is. But then, this like house each other, right? Like Protoss warp-ins, what looks to be recoverable, suddenly they warp in again, and it's actually just game over. This might just be it's. Yep, that's what happened.
Sad to see, but it looks like it's gonna be the death of uThermal. Both players dancing. I thought that was coordinated really well. Rax is being thrown into this. Again, the 2 logs looking to smash the side of the AT-AT Walker. But GG, ladies and gentlemen, Welmu will survive to go to the finals of the group. Sadly, uThermal will fall and be the first player eliminated from the JORD Invitational. It's a bit bummer for me because I love watching uThermal play. He is again one of my more favorite players. He won the Battle of the Ladder Heroes last month, or I guess a month and a half ago now. Really, he's got the chops to play this game well, but I guess his break is perhaps affecting him a little too much. But okay, so what's remaining in this group now is the ZVZ coming up with Bly and Snoot, and then the winner will move out of the group, move on to day 2, and